And game number 1 is here, everyone. ACCM playing with Hindustanis and Kilimanjaro on the right hand side. It's gonna be in the blue color Valas on the left hand side, and the red color is gonna have the Gujaras instead. Hindustanis, 10, 15, 20, 25% cheaper villagers. In the Dark Field Castle and Imperial Ages, we also see for the Hindustanis 25% faster attacking camel units, in addition to for the blue player's civilization. They get +1/+1 armor on gunpowder units, and for the team bonus, 2 bonus damage from light cavalry hussar and camel units against buildings. Valas playing with the Gujaras will instead have 2 additional berry bushes underneath the TC at the start of the game. The ability to garrison herdables inside the mills, and 20, 30, and 40% extra or higher bonus damage from mounted units in the field castle and Imperial Ages. There are other bonuses sometimes I don't mention because they're not relevant, like the 15%. Actually, sorry, the ability to garrison fishing ships inside the docks, right? But we are going to see that. We're not going to see that now. So anyway, that's gonna be about it for the Gujaras. For the team bonus, they get 25% faster training camel and elephant type units. So taking a look at the map generation and starting with the blue player, what do we get for Mr. ACCM? And the blue player's got the main goal forward towards the southwest. It's got a secondary goal towards the southeast on the back, which is a fantastic spot for the goal, and it shouldn't be too difficult for him to wall himself like this or so just towards the TC, right? And this way he's able to secure the wall line, he's able to secure the goal, he's able to secure the stone, all beautiful. On top of that, there is another stone. Actually, this is going to be the main stone for him up in the north. That's a little bit too far away. The berries are going to be a little bit too exposed. So if he wanted to secure these resources, he would have to go for the walls in a way that he connects the resources like this, right? And this way he should be able to secure himself, potentially maybe even going for something like this could be good. Just connecting dots like that, and this way he also at the very least gets access to the main goal, right? That could be good. And if he doesn't realize about the back goal over here, might be the only goal that he's going to have access to. Or realize about, anyway. Valas instead, what do we get for the red player? We do have the main stone, the main goal, sorry, up in the north. So it can be exposed. The main stone is on the back, the secondary gold is on the back. And then we have the secondary stone, which is super forward as well, very exposed. The berries, man, they're so exposed as well. So this is a very, very precarious for, yeah, the red player. The one thing that I do like about this, though, is that if he is going to try to get access to the relics and still wall himself up, and sorry about that, then he would need to go for something like this, which would secure a wood line, but it's not necessarily what he's gonna go for. And if he does end up going for something like that, though, this should be good, going for the walls like this, connecting to the gold, and then something like this. But once again, not necessarily what we are going to see. If he ended up going for that, he does end up securing this stone and this gold as well, in addition to this wall line too, which is good. And I think with walls like this, I would probably prefer Valas' map generation compared to ACCM's. But yeah, we will have to wait and see what the players decide to go for in terms of walls themselves. Beautiful. So far, Valas has managed to get away with a pretty strong food economy just fine. He's got zebras underneath the TC. He's got the goats inside the mills. He's already run out of the berries underneath the TC, but he does have the foragers towards the south just fine. A few ages here now for ACCM. Still on the way. To be expected with the Hindustanis. Meanwhile, Valas, playing with the Gujaras over here, is gonna go for his own stable too. Oh, wait a moment. Hold on. Ah, it's gonna be 4 and 4. A little bit of redundancy for the red player. This is not really going to impact how much food he gets out of these goats. Just going to make it a little bit less likely that he ends up losing access to everything by losing a single meal, right? Especially this one, which is on the back kind of exposed. On the back and exposed in the same sentence? Yes. It's too far away from the TC. and let's take a look. It seems like ACCM is going for the walls to the edge of the map, or at the very least he should. While Valas, on the other hand, is also going to try to go for something similar as well. He's going for the walls towards the south. He is going to go actually around the berries as opposed to connecting to the berries. But very much open still up in the north. And here come the scouts from ACCM. This can make a big difference. He's got 3 scouts total. 2 of these are forward. Meanwhile, Valas has got just a scout camel, of course, that he started with, but he's not. Yeah, grouped it up with his starting scout. Meanwhile, ACCM already has all 3 scouts together. He's gotta be careful. ACCM realized about the camel scouts, going to walk away. Meanwhile, Valas will try to take advantage over here, get some momentum, and go forward.
Namaste.
Beautiful defense so far for Valas, although he did end up losing the 1 villager over here next to the berries. He was able to push the rest away. Yeah, and 1 scout goes down over there. It was worth it for ACCM for sure. Losing 1 scout for getting 1 villager is good. Oh, but ACCM, he trapped Valas' scouts. Oh boy. So we saw first Eco Blood favor ACCM, and now he is trapping the scouts over here from Valas as well. This is so good. Let's actually go back a little bit and see exactly how this happened. Let's take a look at that. Spearman goes down, yes. Valas comes in with the scouts, and ACCM realizes about these guys. Oh, and his reaction is instantaneous, and he gets the house and he traps the scouts and the camels from Valas. Well played. So it's not really going in favor of Valas so far. Well, he was able to repel the push. It was after losing a villager. While he was able to keep the units alive, they are going to sit idle for a very long time. And ACCM, on the other hand, ACCM's got a second wave of scouts coming out. The spearmen might be out of position over there. We'll see if the scouts can take the village down. They can't. They do not take any damage either, so it's not too bad. And good unit control over here for Valas as well, but he might end up losing the villager though. He might end up losing the villager! He's not going to. He ends up losing. He ends up taking a scout from ACCM. Yeah, and keeps the villagers alive. Well done. Overall, despite the fact that Valas was the only player taking villager losses so far this game, it's not been too bad. He's got a good amount of resources. He's been the first player to go for wheelbarrow, although he did also get a lot of idle TC time. So plus wheelbarrow, that's going to result in him falling behind quite a lot. in villager count. ACCM, however, will be able to click out to the castle age and a higher villager count in just a moment. There he goes. And the difference is going to be of 16 seconds favoring the Finnish player. ACCM loses yet another scout over here. He's been so far only able to get a single villager down. Valas has taken 5 kills so far. It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Still coming in now for ACCM. It's gonna be the second stable for him. Valas is going up to the castle H a little bit earlier, and he does have the second stable himself. He's playing Gujaras though. Gujaras will get camels with extra bonus damage. They will get access to Shrivansh Riders, but because we have no range units over here from ACCM, it's unlikely we're gonna see Valas go for that. Instead, it's just gonna be full camels from both these players. At what point is it not worth it anymore to repair that house, permanently idling that villager? Well, if these scouts and the camel, they are worth, let's say, 240 resources, then the villager not only not working, but actually spending resources for 12 minutes, or even less than that, maybe let's say 10 or 9 minutes is already going to be better for Valas. You could say, as a rule of thumb, a villager is going to get 20 resources, sorry, in per minute. After 12 minutes of being idle over here, that villager is not contributing at all. It's not been that long though. Oh my lord, it's not been that long though. But we're getting there. And camels coming out right now for ACCM. So there is a big difference over here between both these camels. And we have Shrivansh Riders actually coming in. Valas seems like it's gonna try and check this out. There we go. Finally, the village can go back to work for ACCM. In the end, it was worth it, but it was a very small difference. And regardless, Valas seems to be making a play for raids, right? Going for the Shrivansh Riders over here instead of going for camels. He has to be thinking of getting villagers down. ACCM, he's got the second TC on the way. He's got camels protecting the villagers over there, so the Shrivansh Riders are unlikely to get much of anything done. And down the south, we're gonna see Valas go for his own second TC, although it's coming up a little bit later. So what to expect? Valas, with the Gujaras, would be able to go for his own camels and get 30% higher bonus damage because of the civilization bonus. But that is just the bonus damage. It does not affect the base attack. It does not have a 30% impact on the total attack of the units. Of course, just going to be bonus. So we take a look at one of Valas's, we take a look at one standard camel over here, right? And that's going to be against cavalry type units. And against camel, we're gonna have 5, 9 bonus damage. That's gonna be 12 against cavalry from Valas's units, right? 6.5 against camels from Valas's units. So it's not a big difference. So ACCM is 25% faster attacking units is still going to be significantly stronger than that. As a faster attack is a direct multiplier. Well, the bonus is going to be a partial one. Valas knows if he plays for camels over here, it's most likely going to end up on the losing end of the bargain. Meanwhile, ACCM, yeah, of course, is going to keep on going for camels. It's exactly what he's got to do. He's got 3 TCs right now. Meanwhile, Valas is only on 2 TCs for the time being. Third TC's on the way now for Valas. Might be coming in too late though. ACCM is already getting a substantial villager lead. He's already ahead of their military count. We'll see the conversion coming up over there. In the end, it's not going to happen though, as the Mongols down right away and the camels from ACCM. They will most likely than not end up cleaning the Srivansha over here. So Valas bails. But the damage has been done in a sense. The villagers cannot get the TC up over here. And the quick gate's not going to come out on time. More extra, additional villagers going down now for Mr. Valas as well. And it's not looking pretty for the Finnish player. Yes, I will agree. We have seen one Finnish man already win in TTL before. And this time around, it doesn't seem like it's going to be the case for Valas. Almost as if it was about the individual, not the nationality, right? ACCM has got the raid attempt once again to contend with, and he'll be able to defend against it just fine. Valas, so far, has been able to get any damage down with these guys. Yeah, 0 AK units. Nice conversion. I would have imagined, yeah. Go up here, and he's taking the relic. He is taking the relic indeed. Fantastic. Third to see once again on the way for Valas, and ACCM's got the camels over there. And Valas gotta be careful. Once again, ACCM gets faster attacking camels. In the end, Valas' numbers are enough to push ACCM away, and the TC will finally come up, I would expect. But ACCM has managed to get a 24 villager lead. A massive villager lead. Hi, Samani. Hi. We're to see on the way now for ACCM as well, not the one to fall behind or to let Valas catch up rather. He's going for the 4 TC and he's gonna find himself in a pretty good spot. Here we are. Yeah, ACCM pushes Valas away, surprising no one. $50C even on the way now for Mr. ACCM. Yo, Kento! Thank you so much for the resub. Coming in hot. 4 months total. Subscribing with Prime Gaming as well, which I love. You guys know that I love the Prime Gaming subs. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. It's appreciated. And I hope everything's going alright for you. Kelso comes in over here for Valas. ACCM still in a much better spot. 25 extra villagers. Very soon we'll have enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age. As you can see, he's racking up food significantly by the minute. He's been already collecting gold for a while, and he's gonna be already on 800 gold to click up. Plus the push over here is absolutely fantastic from ACCM. Thank you, Kanto. We'll do so. Here come the camels. We have an armor elephant coming in, and ACCM, as expected, will be the first player to click out to the Imperial Age by a lot. Valas, nowhere near having enough resources to click up himself. Gets pushed away from the wood line by the camels. Yeah, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be the end of it. Valas is taking heavy losses. Manages to go back to fall back to his castle down the south. He managed to get a castle up over there, but yeah, ACCM is in such a good spot. He's gonna be the only player with access to the cusp of the Mount Kilimanjaro. He's got also a castle coming up. So ACCM finds himself in a really, really good spot. Yeah, and this is he's going down. We know that. It's not up for debate at all. Yeah, and Valas tries to send the villagers back to safety, but it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter what Valas got to defend himself with over here. He keeps on taking more and more damage. Now ACCM resumes taking the TC down. He's going to. And that's going to leave Valas on 2 TCs, 3 castles, mind you. But the moment ACCM hits the Imperial Age, we should start seeing skirmishes on the way. We should see chemistry on the way for the Hindusanders to get access to the bombard cannons as well. And Valas has gone now with the Gujaras for the Castle Age upgrade. For the Gujaras, that one is going to be... Ah, man, what was the name for the Gujaras? Castle Age upgrade. It's Kshatriyas, right? Chakram Thrower is coming up. And Siege Elephant upgrade, Heavy Camel upgrades on the way for ACCM. There's not too much for Valas to do whatsoever. George is already out. Yeah, the Chakram Throwers, they are still very good. In these situations, they are actually really alright still, because they are not going to have quite as much base damage, but they do deal more damage, more pierce through damage, right? So against units that are kind of clumped together, the Chakram Throwers are actually going to be just as good. But of course, in Valas' position, that was not going to suffice on its own, and ACCM will be the one to take him number 1. It was the case ever since the Imperial Age got here for ACCM. The Valas pretty much have no way back into the game. So, well played! ACCM 1, Valas nil. We'll take a look at game number 2 in a moment, and we'll see that for military, for the first game of the series, Valas got clapped pretty heavily as ACCM ended up getting a very close to 9 to 4 KD ratio. While for economy, on the other hand, we also have a stronger economy for ACCM by a lot, but by over 9,000 extra resources, as a matter of fact. Society also favors ACCM, who ended up getting not only 38 extra workers compared to Valas, but also didn't lose a single villager throughout the game, while Valas started losing villagers pretty early on, as we saw. And ACCM is on the lead right now. Once again, no blue on green, please. We're just going to have Valas in the red color instead. And with the blue player starting up in the north in yeah, on this map, playing with the Bohemians, ACCM will get same bonuses we talked about every time that we get Bohemians. Free mining camp upgrades, sanctity and favor effect villagers, in addition to access to chemistry and hand cannon in the castle age. 25% higher bonus damage on spearline units, and a 100 wood discount on universities and blacksmiths. Valas, on the other hand, with the Italians, will get a 15% discount to go up to the Imperial Age, a 33% discount on university upgrades, as well as 20% cheaper gunpowder units, and for the team bonus, you also get access to condottieri from the barracks in the Imperial Age. Now, I was expecting to see if Valas was going to make use of Italians at all, for him to make use of Italians on this one, right? But ACCM with Bohemians is going to have one of the strongest civilizations available for arena-like maps, and I think anyone would be willing to agree that this does resemble some similarities. With arena, it's not going to be obviously the same. But yeah, the Bohemians are still going to be extremely strong over here. What does Valas get to fight ACCM off? The Bohemians will rely on gunpowder oftentimes, and Valas, with access to condottieri in the Imperial Age, is going to have a civilization that could potentially counter gunpowder as well. He needs to get to the Imperial Age for that though, and it's going to be pretty tricky, of course. Not necessarily to get to the Imperial Age. It's going to be pretty tricky for Valas to put a good army to counter the Bohemians with, as Bohemians are not going to be just about the gunpowder. They have fantastic monks, for instance. The archers are not bad, let's say. And Humnita, well, they will be gunpowder for sure, but they are so much stronger compared to bombard cannons. I don't think they are that comparable. Checking the map generation, this being 45 clearing and being a little bit closer to arena compared to something like Fortress, which is very, very different and is not going to matter the map generation inside the walls too much. Over here instead, we'll see for the Bull player that we have the main goal towards the south of the TC. He's got the secondary goal outside the walls, of course. He's got the main stone on the back. That's a beautiful location. And then there is a goal over here on the left-hand side that is going to be very much inaccessible, especially because of the ways that he's walled himself. If he gets the walls up over here as well, he'll be able to secure this, and to secure the wall line on the back. On the other hand, if we take a look at the map generation, by the way, all these resources too far away from the walls to get easily scouted from outside. On the other hand, if we take a look at Valas' map generation, we'll see that the red player, he gets the main goal very close to the TC, main stone ditto. And these are very, very far away from the walls as well, so nobody's going to be spotting anybody else's resources inside the walls. Unless they brought the units in before the walls came up, right? And it seems like that's going to be the case for ACCM, although Valas, he's got the scout over there. It's coming out on top. Yeah. Yeah. He didn't want to keep on engaging, but regardless, the walls over here are coming up eventually for the time being. Beautiful. For the time being, ACCM is just going to be a nuisance as Valas was trying to push the deer. ACCM is going to sit with the scout over there and try and prevent the deer from coming in. The wall's finally coming up, but ACCM will get vision already of what Valas' base looks like. And this could make a big difference because from the outside, he most likely wouldn't have... from the outside, he most likely wouldn't have been able to see the stone, but now... Oh, he doesn't know where the stone is. He only scouted the goal. Okay, so he knows about both these goals, so he knows that there is another goal outside in front. Okay. Well, but he doesn't know where the stone is. That's kind of unfortunate. Otherwise, he would have gotten extra information that could potentially have changed his decision making in later stages if he was going to go for something like a castle drop. Regardless, though, Field is on the way for ACCM, not so much for Valas. Valas is taking a little bit longer. Both players will pass castle. ACCM will do so just a lot quicker. He's got 23 population going up, while Valas, on the other hand, is going up on 26 population. Much higher. Let me get myself some extra tea. Dude, I've had almost no liquids today. Let me fix that. Having some water right now, and let's get me some tea. There we go. That's the whole point. Cup's basically right next to the microphone for that effect. And Castle Age is on the way for ACCM. As expected, he was able to go up pretty easily. He did end up going for 3 villagers as opposed to 23 plus 2. Valas, on the other hand, is going for his own villagers over here. One more on the way. Yeah, and he's going for a stable and the blacksmith. Castle H on the way now for Valas as well. Of course, significant leader compared to ACCM. Once the blue player gets there, he's gonna go for the extra TCs and he should find himself in a pretty good spot. ACCM is coming into this one with a much tidier build compared to Valas, despite having a 15% discount to go up to the next stage. Valas played this as if he was playing a standard civilization and is kind of delaying himself to the Castle Age by a lot, right? He went out to the Field Age on 27 population. And the second TC is on the way for ACCM. Third TC is gonna be on the way in just one moment for ACCM as well. He's got almost enough wood for it. Now he does. So he will go for the 30C, and notice that he's not really going for a stable or anything that's going to give him any sort of presence around the center. So he's just playing for economy, and Valas on the other hand is probably going to be the one to start collecting relics first, right? Well, Valas is the first player with a scout at the center, although ACCM is there. And Valas's scout is full HP. This is a new one that he trained from the stable. The OG one, of course, is not going to be full HP. It's probably on the back somewhere. Yeah, over there. And it is going to be monks for Valas. At the very least, that should be the case. And he does have the monastery and the second TC on the way. He prioritized the monk production. ACCM will also start going for monks himself, but that is after he sorts out his economy and is able to sustain production from all 3 TCs. Which will allow him to go up, actually to get ahead by a larger villager lead than what collecting all 5 relics from the center would allow Valas to catch up for. Oh! And check this out! That is really nicely done from Valas. He takes the scout down, and while ACCM was trying to build a trap for the red player in the end, Valas was able to keep the scout safe. There we go. Third disease finally on the way for Valas. Oh, University on the way for ACCM. But he already has the monastery, so that's good. And he's going for the first monk. Meanwhile, Valas, I'm not really sure why he sent the villager for him. What is the plan over here? Doesn't really have too many resources to go for much of anything. I was gonna try to go for a siege workshop. It's gonna be a siege workshop. Alright. So it's gonna be the one putting pressure. That is interesting to see. House on the way. That is interesting to see for sure, because I was not really expecting Valas to be putting any pressure over here, just going out to collect the relics. And the ACCM on the other hand, he's got Fervor coming in. Poor Blue Scout desperately wanted to flee back inside, and his allies walled him out. Yeah, they just wanted to make a martyr out of the Scout, and in the end it didn't even work, so he died for nothing. What a hard word to say for a non-native speaker. Martyr. What? That's probably not even correct. Martyr. Dude. It's so difficult. How do you even... I hate it. There are some words that are so... kind of like that are so freaking difficult to pronounce. Martyr. In the end, that's not going to be what the Scout was, though. It was just a powerless victim to the powerless state. Archer Rangers coming in for ACCM. Well, he can go for hand cannoneer, and he's got chemistry coming in, right? Valas, on the other hand, is going for the 4 TC. So far, ACCM managed to get an 8 villager lead. Of course, Valas will start catching up with the 4 TC. So long as ACCM sticks to only 3 TCs himself, and while the blue player starts coming out into the middle, Valas has already collected 3 of the relics. And he is going after the 4th, he is going after the 5th as well, and it seems like. Let's take a look. It seems like ACCM's gonna try! And he gets it for the time being, but it shouldn't be too difficult for Valas to take this one back. And that is a nice conversion coming in from ACCM. He will end up getting away with his. Valas needed to heal the Scout up for a little bit of extra HP, but if he had taken the extra time to do so, these hand cannoneer would already have been out at the center, so ACCM would probably have been able to get the relic anyway. Interestingly enough, Valas is going for 4 walls, stone walls over here to try and keep ACCM pinned back to his starting location. And the siege workshop, in the end, is coming out for the blue player, not the red player. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful siege tower play. Don't get to see it every day. The hand cannoneer coming in because of it. And now a castle's on the way for ACCM as well. You know, if he waited a little bit, he would have been able to breach in with the castle alone. Oh! And because of the siege tower, the castle's going to be inside the walls as well. My lord, ACCM is going all in over here, but this is risky, guys. This is risky. He's trying to get the castle out. There's a defensive siege workshop already for Valas. And yes, ACCM is trying to reinforce his military presence inside of Valas' base, and ACCM is just a madman. He needs to keep on sending the hand cannoneer in. Yeah, there we go. There's a nice mango shot, but the mango goes down right away, and it seems that the castle is not getting denied over here. Just getting delayed by virtue of some of these villages going down, but in the end, siege tower is not going to be quite as necessary anymore, as the gate is going down anyway, which will open the way for extra units to come in without making use of the siege tower, potentially allowing the units to flee if necessary. Valas is going to be the first player going up to the Imperial Age. He is going up significantly earlier compared to ACCM. But the Bull player will also be the one putting pressure the earliest himself as well. He's got rams coming in. And he's going to keep repairing the ram with one of the villagers. And check this out. Valas got murder holes, but the ram is staying up because of the villager. Wow. Unbelievable. This is such a good push from ACCM over here. He's getting away with so much damage. The hand cannoneer, the House of Wagons coming in. Valas is dropping population severely. The villagers dropping like flies. Getting pushed away by the hand cannoneer. Going down one at a time. They will leave nothing but a trail of death. A bloody parade. From Valas as ACCM splits his army up. Is going to keep on chasing the villages. And that is a lot of the economy from Valas that is not effectively working right now. You know? Village might be here for Valas, but what is he really going to have to work with it? ACCM got Wagenberg tactics, 15% faster moving in, gunpowder units actually, so the hand cannoneer are moving faster, the wagons are moving faster. Yeah, and he's getting a lot of extra damage down right now. Building a villager lead for himself of, well, about 32, sorry, workers. And the castle goes down from Valas. So he manages to get one trebuchet out, and that's going to be about it. What an incredible play from ACCM. Gigantic brain push from the Bull player. And the siege tower over here was an incredible touch from ACCM, which allowed him to make the pressure in for nothing. Yes, allowed him to build the pressure in a way that Valas was not anticipating. And even though I don't think it made too much of a difference, in the sense that getting the castle outside, breaching through and coming in would probably still have resulted in Valas for the most part taking a lot of losses over here. It was a little bit of fantasy playing for all of us up there. Yeah, and now Valas is pretty much out of his starting base. He's gonna have to split his economy open into two sides, and on the right hand side he's been taking a lot of extra losses over here as well. ACCM is extending his lead to 50 extra workers. And my lord, this economy for Valas is terrible. Sure, the hand cannoneer going down to the condottieri over there. But how many villages do we have left? It's got 26 villages. That was significantly higher before. While on the left hand side, he doesn't really have too much in terms of defense. So now we see that rams coming in with crossbows, right? So ACCM should be able to take care of the condottieri with these crossbows without risking taking as much damage, right? With the hand cannoneer. And we'll see supplies coming in also for ACCM. We'll see the Man at Arms upgrade Squires coming in for ACCM as well. So it's going to be a full champion push by the looks of it. And it can be really effective. It can be really good. The barracks are going down, guys. Valas is still trying to produce condottieri, trying to mount these units up. But after losing both these, it's gonna be left on 4 barracks, 3 of which are down the south, 1 of which is on the right hand side. And the hand cannoneer might not really struggle over here too much. Let's take a look. Valas got the Condottieri over there. Not in great numbers though. He's got the Trebuchet over there as well. And ACCM is now in a position where he's gonna be able to split push. Or split his push. As he's pushing on the right hand side in the south over here simultaneously with a good amount of units simply by virtue of having twice the population compared to Valas. So this is absolutely fantastic, and that TC most likely than not going down very soon. Here comes Valas. Now ACCM gets to the Imperial Age, and that's going to be Condottieri trying to surround the hand cannoneers. Not going to be enough, no. And now with a hill advantage, it seems like ACCM is completely wiping these Condottieri down. As the TC goes down, and we have no protection for Valas' villagers anymore. He goes on to call the GG, and the ACCM will find themselves 2-0 in the series after an incredible performance. Let's actually go back a little bit to when the Siege Tower came out originally, actually, because this is a fantastic position for Mr. ACCM. I'm actually going to check it again. The hand cannoneer coming in, the villagers. Beautiful. Oh boy, what a nice play. What a nice play, and he's coming in once again with the villagers. Yes, sir. It's gonna get the castle up right there, right? Yeah, the villager was kind of blocking, but anyway, well done. Let's go and take a look at the achievements before hopping back out. We'll see for military a better KD for ACCM, better than 3-2 even. For economy, on the other hand, a stronger economy for ACCM, 12,000 extra resources, and for society, a much higher villager count for ACCM, not only for the villager max count, but for villagers produced total. In the end, Valas ended up producing only 23 fewer villagers compared to ACCM, but because he took so many losses, it never really reflected in the villager count. And we are in game number 3, the final one. Let's turn Valas into the red color once again, and it's going to be Khmer. Okay. For ACCM, Valas got the Aztecs. Which are good. This is going to be the all too familiar position that we have seen players in oftentimes in this tournament, where game number 3 is going to be for the point only, right? Because the series has already been won by ACCM. So now Valas is playing for the possibility of adding one game under his belt. Civilizations, we'll see ACCM playing with Khmers once again down south with the Khmer, sorry, down south in the blue color, and that's going to give him 10% faster moving elephant archers, battle elephant units, not elephant archers, sorry. Nobility requirements affect the Khmer, so they can go for farms without mills and so on and so forth. They're going to have, in addition to that, the ability to garrison 5 villages inside the houses, and farmers do not need mills or TCs to drop food on. Team bonus? Well, team bonus is going to be for ACCM. There we go. 1 extra range on scorpion weapons. Valas, with the Aztecs instead, is gonna get 3 extra carrying capacity on villagers, so they can carry extra resources for free. He's got 11% faster training military units, except for monks, but monks will get 5 extra HP per each monastery technology that they research. Aztecs also begin with 50 extra gold, and for the team bonus, relics will generate gold 33% faster for the Aztecs compared to other civilizations, and that's going to be about it. Beautiful. Let's check the map generation then for both these players. This being Arabia, we're gonna have a standard amount of resources at the very beginning, but check this out. The ACCM's map is Absolutely gorgeous. It belongs to an advertisement. Move to Arabia. Now featuring a very wallable woodline. Save berries. As well as save stone, save gold, and extra space for your farms. The woolen over here is going to be safe. If he goes for these walls as well, the gold's going to be safe. It's going to be kind of far though, so it's not ideal. But by going for walls like this, he will also be able to secure the secondary gold towards the southeast, while there is a secondary gold still way beyond his reach on the right hand side, but it's only going to be beyond his reach for the time being, right? Once he gets to the castle age, we could very well see for the bull player TC come up over here and secure it. Meanwhile, for Valas' map generation, on the other hand, we'll see that the red player is, yeah, on the version of Arabia that you actually get when you move there. With a high crime and loud noises, sound pollution, light pollution, smoke pollution, everything. Unbearable heat, barren wasteland. Maybe not that much, right? But his main goal will be a little bit more exposed, especially because it's on the slope, very close to the hill. Or on the slope of the hill, of course. And we have on the left-hand side both the secondary golds still. And then for stone, we have the main one on the right-hand side, kind of on the back as well. So that one's going to be safe. At the very least, this is going to favor the red player. But then the rest is just so bad. This is so far away, so forward, so exposed. The hill over there is atrocious. Like, we could see the bull player come in with a single tower around this area. Let's see the bull player come in with a tower. Okay, there we go. Around this area. And already end up denying this, right? And that's going to leave the red player with only a stone to secure, or to collect from. Hey, Whistler! ACCM 2-0. How were the games? The earlier games? Very interesting, I'll have you know. Very interesting, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Especially game number 2, you might want to rewind and take a look at a later point. PLH is here for ACCM. It's gonna have a 19 population. This is obviously not a fast castle approach or anything of the like. Instead, he's got an archer range and some gold miners, so it's going to be a play for archers. Valas is going up on 21 population, so it's not going to be anything too greedy either. It's just going to be an archer play. He's bringing the villagers over to the gold. Yeah, and we'll see the archer range come up. On top of the hill, I like this. It's going to provide some presence on the hill over here. It's going to provide the ability to defend himself against ACCM's push. And ACCM, we take a look at his scouting information. What does he know about Valas' map? He knows about the main gold. He doesn't know where the secondary golds are, but he's got a pretty good idea of where Valas has been walled into and from. So he should expect there to be no extra golds anywhere near. Right? If Valas is going for the forward goal, then he should be expecting the other goals to be in an awkward spot. Wanna watch the bot then? Oh yeah, for sure. It was quite something. Fantastic. Unlikely to see that villager going down, although we do have 2 archers over here. Valas does have defensive archers himself as well. Yeah. And ACCM most likely not going to end up getting cleaned up So he's trying to roam around and see if he can find any weak villagers, but Valas has done a really good job keeping the weak villagers very close to the TC, right? We have all of these being lumberjacks, actually. Hey, and Mr. Fluffy Bunny, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome. It's been a while since I got to raid you. It's very much appreciated. I hope you had a great stream, Fluffy Bunny, and we are casting ACCM versus Valas' third game of this Play 03 series for the last series of the day of T90 Titans League Platinum Division. So you're coming in just in time. While the series has already been defined by ACCM taking games number 1 and 2, Valas will still want to give it the soul for game number 3 because, of course, he does have the possibility of getting at the very least one game under his belt, right? And every game is going to count in the group stage, of course. And Huggy G, running into a sub time. Let's go, ACCM. Thanks so much for the sub. It's very much appreciated. 4 months already. Huggy G, thank you for the extended support. I play exactly the same as ACCM, but like a lot worse and different. Yeah, I think of myself kind of similarly, but with the Viper. I think he and I are the same kind. Have one of the same style, but I am much worse and different as well. I'm pretty sure if you were to watch one of my recorded games, he would say, yeah, there was definitely something to Nova that reminds me of myself, right? He makes farms for food, he takes the boar for food, he goes to the wall lines for wood, right? Trains villagers from the TC. There are so many common things, even if there are a few differences. There we go. Nice. Nice cleanup from Mr. Valas. Viper never lost to me, though. Yeah. That is one of the things that separate us. Nice villager Pico over there, though. ACCM's already getting. First villager going down, and the tower does come up in the end, so ACCM will have the bail. He will be up to the Castle H very soon, and Valas is going up to the Castle H himself as well, but the difference over here between both these players is not too big. Only 13 seconds faster for Valas. And ACCM is going for a second barracks. We know, Valas is going for the second barracks. We know what to expect here. Well, ACCM on the other hand, ACCM is not really going for much of anything that's going to give us a clue as to what he is planning to do in the Castle Age. He is collecting some stone, right? So he'll be able to go for a TC once he gets to the Castle Age. But oh, another villager goes down though for Valas! And the ACCM has managed to get actually a lot of damage. Earlier we saw one village go down, but he's managed to get a few extra villages, as a matter of fact, from that point until now. And you know what? The ACCM's not done. He's gonna keep on roaming around and trying to find extra villages. Do we have any extra weak villages over here? We do. As a matter of fact, there is a very, very weak villager over here. You can see it, very, very low HP behind the tower. There we go. Well, ACCM is getting pushed away by the skirmishers over here. That is going to be probably the last of his concerns once Valas kickstarts production of Eagle Warriors. He's got 3 barracks already. forging. Just finished researching. So now he's going to let it begin. He lets the gates open. And the flood's going to ensue. Meanwhile, ACCM, he's going for knights. He did go for a second stable. That's what I was waiting to see, to get a glimpse of ACCM's strategy over here. So he does get the second stable up. He's gonna start going for knights pretty heavily. Fantastic. Yeah, and ACCM's push over here is looking not much different compared to the fuel age push he had going. Scouts and the archers. Now it's going to be the castle age version, of course, with knights and crossbows. And extra knights are coming in. Meanwhile, we have one monk inside the monastery from Valas. Certainly will not suffice against the amount of knights that we have from ACCM to play with. And he's trying to go after the monk, but in doing so, he does expose himself to the eagles. But he does take the monk down, and now these knights, they're gonna be left on their own against the eagles. The crossbows, for the most part, got cleaned up, but this is a very nice push from ACCM as he's pushing the eagles away, and he's even managing to get some villagers down around the gold. Valas finds himself once again on the back foot. And the ACCM has done a remarkable job of putting pressure here. If he's able to clean out these eagle warriors, then he's not going to struggle to take the tower down with this amount of knights, right? And the tower going down very soon. That's going to be 5 villagers completely exposed, as ACCM still missing some upgrades, so ideally he would want to go for chain bar than armor. At the very least, these knights are going to be numerous enough to potentially collect the villagers. So let's take a look. Tower. This is a tremendous amount of HP. ACCM is coming in with extra units. And pop goes the weasel! The villagers are out in the open now, and that's gonna be hunting time for the knights, baby. And that will be a bunch of extra villagers going down as well. Just 2, I think? No, it was 3. 3 villagers going down. Valas definitely finds himself in a very precarious position, while ACCM is not only the one putting pressure over here the hardest, but also he did manage to get 3 TCs up compared to Valas' 2 TC play over here. So he's going for military production. He's gotten the pressure going over here whilst keeping villager production going at the same time. So he finds himself 15, 16 workers ahead right now compared to Valas, who is going for sanctity, but is going to end up losing the monastery in a moment. So it's not like he's gonna have a ton of units over here to actually take advantage of that with. And the conversions do not work out for Valas. Seems like the RNG over here is not really favoring the red player. How many monasteries do we have left? If Valas loses this one, he's gonna have this. That's gonna be about it, right? Yeah. Meanwhile, ACCM back home. He's got his own monastery. I'm really sure this is going to be to heal his units up, most likely. So he's going to leave the weak ones, right? And then go forward with the rest of the units. I'm really sure if he's going to try to go and collect some of the relics. Valas has not done so yet. Alright, castle on the way. Let's take a look. Very, very important for Valas to be paying attention over here as we see the knights come in. The monks are gonna try to get the conversions going, and ACCM turns around. He's gonna commit to this. There we go. Yeah, and the eagles are going down right away. We still have 1 monk left over there. 7 knights left for ACCM. He's bringing the rest of the units forward as well in hopes to deny the castle, but it's too late. The castle does come up in the end of Valas. Well, Valas needs to get the raids going himself, but it's going to be a big problem so long as ACCM is able to keep the night production going, because Valas' units are simply not strong enough. And the big issue over here is that the red player, by going for the extra TCs over here, by going for the extra barracks, or not extra TCs over here, should have found himself in a position to flood and overwhelm ACCM's defenses, but because he's been playing defensive for the most part, because ACCM's been able to keep a good amount of military units putting pressure, ACCM's gotten the better end of the deal every time. He's gotten a better trade over here, and he's been able to prevent Valas from taking advantage of the cheaper, spammier units, as he should have been able to. Then 4 TCs on the way for Valas. Meanwhile, ACCM, who's been on 3 TCs for a while, is going for the 4 TC right now. So at the very least, he'll be able to prevent Valas from catching up in working count. And that's going to remain as a 23 villager lead, rather, for ACCM. From this point onwards, assuming that both of these players are able to keep up, of course, with quadruple TC production. Well, at the very least, it seems like ACCM's better able to do so. Valas, only on 14 foot workers, is barely able to keep 2 TCs working. From time to time, he'll be able to queue the extra TCs, but he needed to make use of the market over here. So quite clearly, the economy setup, the economic setup for ACCM is just so much better. It's not even close. ACCM's push over here is coming up once again. It's got like cavalry right now in addition to the knights. He's gonna go after the TC right away. He's got a lot of knights, so he will try to take down the TC the same way he was able to take the tower down very soon right now. Cannot really do it though. We have the monks over there. Going up to the light cavalry, and the light cavalry are coming in and getting the monks down, and we see one conversion, but all the monks get completely wiped out. As Valas doesn't have any defenses against the knights anymore, ACCM should be able to easily take the TC down. And you know what? I've been complaining about ACCM's lack of chain bar and armor for a while, but right now, with the amount of units he's got, he actually doesn't need it, but he's finally going for it. He's finally realized about it. And this is just going to be like, if it was hard already for Valas, it's going to make it so much harder for the red player. So much so. Here we go. Potentially last big engagement taking place right now with the light cavalry tanking the Eagle Warriors. Valas cannot really do much of anything over there, and ACCM still does have the possibility of going after the TC, and he's going to go for it. Valas doesn't really have the means to defend himself against this right now, and ACCM is going to make sure that remains the case as well. His military count is so much higher. And there we go. TC's going to go down. Another TC coming up over here. Contingency one, but that is a lot of knights for Mr. ACCM to work with. And while Valas gets the TC up, he ends up losing so many villagers. Finds himself already 43 workers behind compared to ACCM. That is without taking into account the potential for damage over here because of ACCM's incredible military lead over here. This seems like an insurmountable lead for ACCM, right? The Valas is not gonna be able to surmount. and it's pretty much over, guys. ACCM even manages to click out to the Imperial Lich. He goes for a forward castle on top of the hill. Everything's just falling apart for the Finnish player, and it seems like it's going to be a 3-0 series with the Vietnamese player on fire, getting a flawless series over here against Valas. This is going to rack up a bunch of points for the group stage, for the league. Valas doesn't call the GG before ACCM gets to the Imperial Age. It's going to be so the case once the Vietnamese player gets there, of course. And in the end, Valas doesn't end up calling it right away. 3-0, ACCM takes some Valas, dominates. And going through the achievements, we'll see a better than 3-2 KD ratio for ACCM, approaching 5-3. As for economy, we have a stronger economy for ACCM as well, collecting about 12,209 extra resources compared to Valas, while for society, a much higher villager max count for ACCM. But not only that, he didn't lose a single villager throughout the game, while Valas ended up losing 23. Well done, ACCM, showing us who's the boss in this matchup.